This week in Jamaica Now, Health Ministry intensifies vector control program as another mosquito-borne virus hits the Caribbean. Motorists say no to paying for damage to public infrastructure during road crashes. Why a Clarendon man is demanding $25 million from the government, and deadly attack on Hanover family. The police say lottery scamming may be the motive. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
News breaking in your area? Share your photos, your videos, your stories through the Gleaner's My Report.
Have a burning issue the authorities should know? Post it at the Gleaner's My Report.
It's easy. Just log on to jamaica-gleaner.com/myreport. Sign up and send today.
Your news.
Your views.
Your report.
Online.
The Gleaner's My Report.
See it.
Snap it.
Share it.
I'm Caroline Brown and this is Jamaica Now. The Ministry of Health has intensified its vector control program as it braces for the transmission of the ZIKV virus in Jamaica. The first case of the virus in the Caribbean has been detected in the Dominican Republic. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Kevin Harvey, says the ministry is closely monitoring the situation and it's inevitable that the virus will reach Jamaica.
We don't have a lot of control over the volume of some of those mosquitoes, and the public were asking to take some of the necessary precautions to prevent themselves from being bitten.
Last year, the government was heavily criticized for its handling of the chikungunya virus, but it says it's better prepared for ZIKV. Transport operators are taking issue with plans by lawmakers to force motorists to pay through their insurance companies to repair road furnishings damaged during crashes. The group, Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services, is questioning who will pay when drivers die in such accidents or if the crash was caused by poor road conditions. Meanwhile, attorney-at-law Kent Gammon says Jamaicans can sue the government where it's believed negligence by the authorities resulted in road-related accidents. Gammon says tax-paying citizens are entitled to having roads and other infrastructure maintained.
It all depends on what interaction the public has with the members of the state, in that, perhaps there could be a garbage receptacle that's improperly placed. That's the NSWMA Act, which would you'd sue under that act. The Common Procedures Act is a general act which you sue all members and agents of the state when there's a breach of their duties as members of the state to the public. That's just a general act. But there are others depending on the circumstances.
Meanwhile, a Clarendon elderly man left disabled from a serious fall in 2008 is appealing to the government to pay him his $25 million court award. The father of 10, 66-year-old Leroy Jones says he wants the money to continue his treatment, purchase medication, and pay someone to care for him. Jones was a picture of sadness as he spoke with the Gleaner last week, describing his state of helplessness and despair. The Youth and Culture Minister Lisa Hanna is back on the job following a car crash along Highway 2000 in St. Catherine last Sunday. The minister and her driver received minor injuries after the car in which they were traveling rammed into the back of a Honda Accord. The 5 occupants of the Accord were also injured. The crash happened at the scene of a previous accident of the highway. In a post on social media, Hanna thanked Jamaicans for their support and prayers. 2 Hanover men remain in police custody in connection with a gun attack on a family which left 2 brothers, including a schoolboy, dead. The dead brothers have been identified as 14-year-old Leon Grant, a student of the Rhodes Hall High, and 20-year-old Travis Mackenzie. 2 other relatives were injured in the gun attack. The police believe the attack is linked to lottery scamming. More charges may be pending against the suspect charged in relation to the deaths of 4 farmers in Claremont Square, St. Elizabeth last month. It is believed that the man is linked to other crimes committed in the parish. The suspect was charged in connection with a multiple murder 2 days after surrendering to the police. Investigators have withheld his name to facilitate further investigations. On the night of May 28, a group of residents was playing dominoes outside a shop when 3 men approached them and opened fire, hitting 3 of the men several times. They then reportedly traveled a short distance away from the shop where they shot and killed the 4th man. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Carleen Brown, and as we go, the reaction of some motorists as to whether they should be forced to pay to repair public infrastructure damaged during crashes.
Nobody deliberately set out to damage any road furniture. Therefore, the government should pay it.
The government responsible because me have to pay the tax. The government not pay nothing, me pay the tax.
The government can't do everything. So if you crash up in a pole, you have to pay for it.
I think that's unfair. For a person who does it frequently, he should be fined. But if it happened to a for the first time, like the elderly or so, I don't think a fine is necessary.